Hello and welcome to another beer review here from the Czech Republic. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a while since I made my last video, so today I'm going to test not just one beer, but four beers in fact. And these are beers that are supermarket brand beers, to be precise, penny supermarket brand beers, and they go by the name of Staročech. So Staročech is the beer brand of the penny supermarkets here in the Czech Republic. They've got a good variety of these. They got a non-alcoholic beer, a ne-alco. They got the Desika, so the 10 degrees pale beer. They got the 11 degrees pale lager, and then the 12 degrees pale lager, which they call Staročech Premium because it is a 12-degree beer, so it kind of falls into the premium lager category. They have a few more. I think they have a extra hopped pale lager as well, and they have a semi-dark lager. But today I'm going to go with the beers that are usually mostly consumed by the average beer drinker here in the Czech Republic. Now, kind of the non-alcoholic beers, they are getting a bit more popular. And then, of course, the 10 degree, the 11, and the 12 degree. So let's give these guys a go and see what they're all about. They are brewed by the Pivovar Nymburk. I don't think I've ever had a beer by Pivovar Nymburk, so I'm really curious about how these turn out. I'm going to move these to the side. I'm going to start with the non-alcoholic beer and see what this is like. Of course, I'm also going to look at the impression of the beers. For me, that's very important. You know, the kind of foamy head, you know, what it looks like in general, what impression it gives. And the non-alcoholic beer doesn't actually look bad. It looks quite nice. If you can see it, it's got a bit of a foamy head there. Nice golden color. Nastravi. This is quite good. I like it actually. Surprisingly, I like it. And why do I say surprisingly? Because Staročech doesn't actually have a good name in the Czech Republic. So, you know, I do read a lot about, you know, the reviews of different people. And, you know, these beers, they don't always get good reviews. So I'm a little bit surprised that this is actually really nice. It's got a little bit of a hop aroma there. You know, it's very easy to drink. There are no elements that would kind of make me not enjoy it. It's just very nice. You know, something I expect from a non-alcoholic beer to be refreshing and give me a little bit of a beer taste, a little bit of a hop aroma, which this does. So overall, I'm quite happy with this. Given the price of this, I think this was around 11.90 crowns, so you know, just under or around about 50 euro cents. There are non-alcoholic beers out there that are a lot more expensive. So I think this one is actually really nice, good for yeah, go for beer if you're looking for a non-alcoholic beer, and of course if you're in a penny supermarket. So for this price, I actually think this is quite good. Let's go with the next one. And I'm using a different glass for every beer because I do want to experience the taste of the actual beer. So let's go with the 10 degrees. It's got 4.1% alcohol content. Let's see. I'm not sure I'm getting much aroma coming from the can. So let's see what the impression is like. It's quite nice. I'm sorry, I'm using a bacalage glass. I've just chosen random glasses now. This looks quite nice actually for a 10-degree beer. This really has a nice thick foamy head on it, and it seems to be staying as well. It doesn't disappear like, you know, with some of the other non-alcoholic, not non-alcoholic, 10-degree beers. This one actually stays for a little while. It doesn't disappear immediately, so that's definitely a bonus. And let's see what it tastes like. There is there's a there's some strange element there that I can't. The taste reminds me, and this is really strange, the taste reminds me of something that I would have in my childhood. And of course, I wasn't drinking beer in my childhood. We used to have these, it was like a long thing, like a plastic thing where you had a lot of chewing gums in, and you could press them out. So there would be like round chewing gum balls. It would be in one line, and you can press them out one after one, and you can eat them. The taste reminds me of these chewing gums. This is really strange. Yeah, there is a Swedish element, but there is this weird taste of these chewing gums that I used to have as a child. So I'm not sure this is going to be my favorite beer. Staročech 10-degree pale beer. Not sure. Not sure about this one. Let's move on to the next one. The 11 degrees pale lager. Now this has 4.8% alcohol, which is slightly higher than what you usually get with the 11 degrees. So 11 degrees they would normally have around 4.5, 4.6. You do have some with 4.8, like the Sviansky Mas, for example, that has 4.8 as well. Let's see what this will taste like. I'm really curious. Here the impression is also quite good. I'm sorry, I probably should make a commercial for Holver. It's a Holver glass. Here the impression is quite nice. It's, you know, a decent head, but it seems to be disappearing. Maybe it was my pour, I don't know, my pouring technique, but it doesn't seem to stay for very long. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes it could just be my pouring technique. So let's see what it's all about. Let's try it. I'm getting a little bit of a slight, I don't know if it's a bitterness, but there are some hop aromas there, something that would remind you that you are drinking a beer. But it could be because it's coming from a can. I don't know if that's the reason. But there is some metal-y taste to it, which slightly puts me off this one. So I have to put this to this side. I put them two sides because I put the non-alcoholic beer here and I put these two here. The non-alcoholic beer is definitely something I would go back to, but these two probably not. But let's see what the 12 degree premium lager. It has 5.2% alcohol content, so again slightly higher than the other 12-degree beers would have, or the kind of usual 12-degree beers have. Let's see about this. Now, impression-wise, it's very nice. Thick, foamy head. It looks a bit creamy from the top. I really like it. It sticks around as well. Doesn't disappear immediately, so, you know, a nice golden color. Oh, sorry. This one is okay, actually. I mean, given that this is industrially produced, and it's a kind of beer that you know, is supposed to be more attractive from a pricing point of view than other beers would be. in a discount supermarket. I actually think this is not bad. It's got a nice hop aroma to it. There's a slight bitterness coming through. Nothing spectacular, nothing that would, that would really stand out. But as a beer that costs, I think it was around 16 or 17 crowns, Czech crowns, I think this is okay. It's not a beer that I would go out of my way to get again. But if I would be in a penny supermarket and I would see this, I would probably pick it up again, just because it's really not bad. I've had better, I mean, of course, there's so many different breweries in the Czech Republic, especially the mini breweries, but it's not bad, given that it is a supermarket branded beer. And, given some of the reviews that I have read about this kind of particular brand of beer, I'm actually quite surprised that this is really, I don't want to say nice, because I think that would be an overstatement, but it's good. It's okay. We can drink it. Yeah, it's got that hoppiness to it a little bit. So I think that's actually not a bad beer to have. And looking at the pricing again, around 17, 16 or 17 crowns. I can't remember exactly what I paid, but it was one of the two. Given the prices of beer in the Czech Republic now, and the constant increases, even Pilsenski Prastroj, yesterday they announced that they will be increasing the prices of Kozel, Radegast, and some of the other brands that they have. I think it is a good alternative. If you're on a budget and you still want to enjoy a decent beer, I think this could actually be a decent alternative to it. Like I said, I wouldn't get out of my way to get it, so I wouldn't stop at Penny just to buy this beer. But if I would be at Penny and I would see it, I would probably just pick up a can and just have it to have something else between the other beers that I usually have and usually test. So overall, Staročech Premium, the 12-degree pale lager. It's something I think you could try, see for yourself, and it's a beer that I would probably go back to every now and then, just because I feel like it. Now I move this to this side, and I will move this can here and this can here. So the 10-degree Staročech with 4.1% alcohol content, it's not a beer that I would go back to. I know people have different tastes. I know people enjoy different things. I didn't enjoy that. It reminded me of chewing gum from my childhood. I just don't know. Maybe there's something wrong. Maybe the can, I just don't know what it was. But I don't think a beer should taste of chewing gum. So I would not go back to this. The Staročech 11 degrees, I had that metallic taste. Now that could be because it came from a can, but I didn't get that from the Staročech 10 or from the other two. So I don't know what it is with this one, but there was a very metallic-y taste to it, which I just didn't appreciate. Yeah, and that's all I can say really. The Nealco, I think that's a really good one. I've had worse Nealcos in the past, and I have tried in recent months, I have tried a lot of different Nealco beers, and I will keep trying them because the non-alcoholic market, the beer market, is growing, and more breweries are adding their non-alcoholic beers. So I will continue to try non-alcoholic beers. This one I really enjoyed. It's a really good, and from a pricing point of view, compared to some other non-alcoholic beers, it's a great alternative, and I really like it. This is fantastic. And the 12-degree pale lager, the premium pale lager with 5.2 alcohol content. It's a decent beer. It's a beer that I could easily go back to if I would see it. If I'm in Penny, I probably, there was a wasp now. I probably would pick one up again, just because I wouldn't go out of my way, like I said, to get it, but if I see it, I would take one, and I would probably just enjoy it. It's a decent beer for the price of 16, 17 crowns. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad either. And again, if you're on a budget, then yeah, you know, I'm sorry this was no. Go for it, and you know, taste, try for yourself. It's a really good alternative to some of the more expensive beers out there. And that concludes my penny beer review today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have tried Staročech before, let me know in the comments what your thoughts were. And subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye bye.